Hey there everybody, this is the first gameplay video of the new series that I'm working on. If you haven't seen it yet, you probably want to watch the video before this. It either came out 1 or 2 days before this video. And before we get into this, I would like to say that I looked up a few things for the Hollow Knight groups of videos. I am sorry. This will not happen at all from now on, but I want to be very vocal about it this time. I just wanted to speed through this game so that I can play more games that I haven't played before. And I will state every time I remember Googling anything. One last thing, while I'm walking and not doing very much else, I should state what 100% completion is in Hollow Knight. The game does have an in-game completion counter, but since it is on Steam, I will be going by the achievements. Most of these achievements are either collectathons or just kill a specific boss. There are, however, some more miscellaneous ones. The first achievement we get quite early on by just going down here. This is a charm and it is part of the largest collectathon achievement in the game. This one is known as Fury of the Fallen. This gets us our first achievement, that being Charmed. After finishing King's Pass, we move on to the first town of the game, Dirtmouth. This acts as a kind of hub for the early game. It has useful charms and all of the maps. At the moment, the stores are all closed, but we will come back later. The Forgotten Crossroads houses the first boss of the game. I want to beat it as soon as possible, as it gives me an achievement. While I am finding my way down to it, I will get a few grubs. There is an achievement for getting all grubs, which I want to work on throughout the whole game. Also, I die for the first time. When you die, all your Geo goes into a shade. Once you kill the shade, then you get your Geo back. It's not that bad. I then open my first Stag Station. This is the game's form of fast travel. Also, new charm, Wayward Compass! Now, our first boss. This boss isn't that important, but it is important for later because of the city crest. Also, for the achievement being Falsehood. Beating the boss gives us access to the Ancestral Ground. Here we get the Vengeful Spirit spell. After defeating Elder Balder in this area, we get the charm Soul Catcher. After all of that, I went back to Zelda and bought the quill, the bench pin, the thunder pin, and even the Stegway pin. We don't actually need any of these, but it was more out of habit than anything. Now I have to beat one more Elder Balder so that I can get to Green Path. The first thing we do in Green Path is go and get the map, and a grub. After that we get one more grub, and also the start of the worst achievement in the game, the Hunter's Journal. Now, time for the next boss, Vengefly King. Easy. We don't get anything from this for a while. We do and go and get, wait for it, another grub. Now it's time for another boss though. It's Hornet. In my opinion, Hornet is a really easy boss, but it's still quite fun. It also gives us another achievement of Test of Resolve. Also beating Hornet gives us the Mothling Cloak. After that we met Quirrell by the Lake of Un, then went back and unlocked the Green Path Stag Station. We go back to Forgotten Crossroads so that I can beat another boss. On the right side of the ring, it's Grossmother! Another easy boss, but I do somehow die. Not proud. Not proud at all. Time we beat it, however, it does open another shop, being the Charm Shop. There we buy Shaman Stone and also Steady Body. We also need to talk to Sly. If we travel left again, we can gain access to the fungal waste. Here we talk to Leg Eater. We don't even have enough money to open his shop though. If we go down and then left, we meet a mini-boss. This boss is the two Shroomla Ogres. They guard another upgrade, a Charm Notch. Once we get to a new Stag Station, we unlock it, and it turns out to be the Queen's Station. I proceed to take a good few seconds to kill 2 enemies. There's a speedrun achievement, by the way. We take a brief stop at Crossroads to gather the grub rewards that I had gotten. You know, it's been a little while since my last boss fight, so I made the decision to sequence break into the Brooding Moloch boss fight. Overall, it isn't a very hard boss, even when you fight it early, although I do get quite low. Thankfully, I do get a reward for beating it, being a Mask Shard. The fun thing is, after I walk out of the boss fight, I meet a Tick-Tick that I die to. After we get the shade back, then we go to the fungal wastes again. Halfway through our journey, we meet Cloth. They don't do anything at the moment, but will be very important later. Once we get to the bottom of the fungal waste, then we are able to go back up and start our journey in Mantis Village. I do fail speedrun jump a few times, but it isn't that far to go back. Now, we have Mantis Claw. Wall jump, baby! If we go back down to the bottom, we're able to get a new charm called Dash Master. This is also right next to the platforming challenge to free Bretta. Again, even though this is getting older, but later, just wait. Thankfully, we get to go to a new place now, City of Tears. We finally get to use the City Crest. False Night is important! In City of Tears, there are many very important things, but one of the more important quality of life ones is the Nailsmith. He lets us upgrade our nail. Quite soon after, we talk to Lem. Lem will buy artifacts from us. He will be our new main source of money. After meeting with Hornet again, we continue to the right. After almost dying to save another grub, we meet Corny again. We buy his map, then go to the Stag Station in the city. After almost dying, twice, thrice, we do get a simple key, which is nice, and a wandering journal. Collecting the Stag and City also gives us a new achievement, Connection. Going down to Salubra again, I decided to buy another Charm Notch, Long Nail, and Lifeblood Heart. Going into Bretta's house, I can get another Mask Shard. We can also get even another one at Grubfather. After going to Grubfather, I go and free another grub. Don't know why I didn't do that before. At this point, I'm trying to get more money to be able to buy Lumafly Lantern. This costs 1,800 Geo, so I have a lot of grinding to do. I find another grub that I should have gotten before and open the gate I was locked behind before. Going up again, there's yet another grub I should have gotten before. While thinking of more ways to make money, I decided to spend a bunch of money buying a Mask Shard for Sly. However, it was maybe worth it as it does give us a new achievement of Protected. By moving left into King's Paths again, then we are able to go through a secret exit on the left. This gets us to the Howling Cliffs. Coming here gives us access to Nailmaster Motto. He gives us our first nail art of Cyclone Slash. We also get a King's Idol. King's Idols sell at Lem for 800 Geo. Also another grub. I accidentally dropped into a hole that had 2 Elder Baldurs in it. Once we kill one, we get access to the charm called Baldur Shell. Going back through Green Path, I wanted to beat another boss, so I went and fought Massive Moss Charger. I suck at this boss. I don't even know why, but I am bad. While walking through the area I discovered, I did happen upon a grub as well as my first soul vessel. I do enter Fog Canyon, and try to leave it as fast as possible because it is the worst area in the entire game. I exit in Queen Station where I get the mask shard that is there. I then go to City of Tears again so that I can give artifacts to Lem. I end up having a good 2,505 geo. This is perfect because I need 800 after the initial 1,800 for another item immediately after. We go back to Sly and get the lantern, and make bad decisions by buying Gathering Swarm. It's not that bad, but still annoying. I do go back to Grubfather and get Grub Song. I collect another mask shard before finally going to Crystal Peaks.
Wait, nope, I waste more money. What am I doing?
I then proceed to spend 4 minutes to find out how to get to Crystal Peaks. I also got a grub. And another one as I get into Crystal Peaks. I then bought the map from Corny.
Wait, can't I just make good decisions?
Boom, another grub. I do fight Crystal Guardian while I am here, which gives me enough geo to stop caring about a few decisions. Hopefully. I do get a nice item while in Crystal Peaks, being the Shopkeeper's Key. Might as well go get another grub after getting Crystal Heart. By the way, I got Crystal Heart. I showed how I could sequence break, because why not, and then went back to Dirtmouth with a quick stop to meet a Mimic and save a grub. Maybe just a few more grubs will get me enough money. Oh hey, 1,168. That's more than I thought it would be. Then I get the Elegant Key from Sly, and we go back to City of Tears to go fight Soul Warrior. The Soul Sanctum does still suck, but at least I have Shaman Stone. I know most people don't even consider Soul Warrior a boss, but I do always have a little bit of trouble with him. I do die, but the second time, I do kill him without much trouble.
Nope, I died again. What is wrong with me? I had to equip Lifeblood Heart for this. I needed 2 extra health.
Except I didn't even need that because I only take 3 damage anyway. Now I have Shade Soul though. So the next Soul Warrior isn't a problem. I am also able to one-shot most of the enemies in Soul Sanctum with Shade Soul. I got Soul Twister too. But now, Soul Master, the boss that provides the most progression in the entire game.
Defeating it, of course, gives us Illumination, and Desolate Dive, but who cares?
Grub. Now we head back to Salubra to get Quick Focus. We then go to Blue Lake, and halfway through we get the Rancid Egg. All the way through we get into Resting Ground, and get the most important item, the Dream Nail. And there we meet the Seer. At the Seer we get items pertaining to Essence. We start and end fighting Zero. This nets us 100 Essence. We also get Dream Shield on the way back to the Seer, who gives us a Howlnest seal. Back in Fungal Nest, we can Grub. Go and get another charm called Spore Shroom. Also, we can go back to Mantis Village and fight the Mantis Lords. This is probably both my best and my favorite boss. I do, however, get the 2 Lifeblood because I haven't played this boss in a while. I will show that I'm good at this boss in a few videos, but anyway, we win.
We got respect.
By beating Mantis Lords, we open a room to get a Helena seal, Mark of Pride, and also some Geo. We also open Deep Nest, most people's least favorite area of the game. I've already stated mine. Stupid Fog Canyon. Disgusting. Most of this part isn't that important, though, so most of it I will skip.
Grub.
We do fight Nosk, though. I suck at this boss. I did open the shortcut so that I could come back if I die, which is good, because I do die thrice. I have to keep fighting the boss, though, because if I don't, I lose 1,601 Geo, and I don't want to do that, so I die a lot. Finally win though, and I get my first Pill Orb. I do play with the head on the way out. Also, there are some enemies that deal 2 damage that will kill you if you're not careful. I hate Deep Nest. I get a stag station for this place before wanting to go sit on a nice peaceful bench.
Ha! You guys thought I was talking about the Deep Nest bench that sends you into the stupid labyrinth, but no, I was talking about Dirtmouth. I got a mass shard and a soul vessel.
Then I went to Deep Nest and put in the Konami code while stuck. I'm going insane. This is 3 hours, 40 minutes in, and this is kind of annoying. I do find Hera and get my first Dreamer and achievement. Baby, it's Beast. Now I have to spend 2 minutes trying to get out. I even get close to dying, and I do die. I hate this stupid maze. I leave and come back the next day, and I spend another 10 minutes on it. 10 freaking minutes! I do go getting grub though, and almost die another time.
I get so many grubs though, why is there another one? I go to my least favorite place on earth and have to get Weaver Song.
I do also, thankfully, get the tram pass and see Cloth again. I go back down to the hot tub so that I can see Quirrell and go over to Ancient Basin. At least we get Corny. Also, we got Corny in Deep Nest, but, you know, there are more important things happening. Like walking. I get the simple key from the Moloch, so at least there's that. But now it's broken vessel time. I do die once, but it was just because I made some stupid mistakes. Time we win, and I got release. I also finally get a pair of Monarch wings. Grub. I go back to City of Tears and also go up to Lurien. But now I get to fight Watcher Knights. Gonna be honest, this fight is hard. I died once, twice, just so many times. The first time I killed one knight. Well, let's just see how many times I died. One screen. Oh hey, this screen is 2 screens. After that, I decided to leave because I had spent 15 full minutes. Also, there's an achievement for beating the game in under 5 hours. I was at 4 hours 10 minutes at the beginning, and then I was at 4 hours 25 minutes. I had to go and spend a Paylor and get a nail upgrade for this. I go back up to Fungal Waste because I think that it is possible to get into Teacher's Archives. I didn't even go through the right spot. I was supposed to go through Green Path. I accidentally went to the Spore Shroom area. I did go back to Queen Station and got the Hollowness Seal. I am there. I went to Green Path so that I could go to Fog Canyon and get the other Dreamers, since I'm trying to go fast. And then I go back down to Queen Station. That is where I just was. I even looked up where I needed to go. And then I just kept trying to get to Teacher's Archives. You can only get there using Shade Dash or Isma's Tear. I can't get there. I die and go back to Queen Station. So I have to go all the way back to my shade. At this point, I have 30 minutes to go beat the game. I don't even know why I'm back in Green Path at this point, but I am. I ended up deciding to go to Isma's Tier by going through Infected Crossroads. Oh wait, I can't actually get to City through Infected Crossroads, but I do open the grubs and get another Helena Seal. I will never need more money again this game. Except for, later when I have 100% in this game, but still. I do get more health by getting another Mass Shard from Slag. Then I stick to City so that I can go to Royal Waterways for the first time. Hopefully, I can get all the way through this place in about 20 minutes. And that's still only giving me 10 minutes to get the Dreamer and learn it and beat Hollow Knight. I do get to Dung Defender quite fast. Good, only taking a minute. There is honor.
But then I just forget that you have to go back down to get to the room to get it. Then I almost die and go the wrong way, but that's fine. Oh, and then I just do that. I decided to quit and start again the next day because I was dead inside.
Thankfully, I had about 14 minutes, so I had time to. This time, I am able to finish it and get Isma's Cheer, so I quit out. I have 11 minutes left. I go back to Watcher Knights so that I can feel like I did something. I do die. And I think that might be the reason I didn't finish. Maybe everything else, but I now have 7 minutes. I start the next fight at 6 health, but I do heal.
So I do, of course, die again, but
Thankfully, I do beat it the next time, so Helena Seal and also Geo. Thankfully, I do get Lurien. That's the second dreamer. At least I get Watcher. I decide to go get the grub, but then I just leave. I don't know how much we have left before the 5-hour mark.
I know, however, that there isn't much because of how much time I wasted.
But at least now I can finally go to Fog Cavern, specifically the Teacher's Archives. I get to fight Umu. It is really easy, especially with the Ismus tier. So that gives us the ability to go get Monomon, which is Teacher. This also means that I can beat the game. At this point, we are at 5 hours, 11 minutes. But, you know, at least I try to quit and load back to bench, but no. It saved the location at Monomon. What am I doing? Anyway, time to win. We are at the Black Egg. I am using Shaman Stone, Spell Twister, and Grub Song. We stagger him once easily, and then we just die. And again. Also, honestly, this boss is pretty easy, but like, I'm just not doing very good this time. After a quick death montage, we beat the game. Like, just saying, this boss is easy, if you have Shade Cloak, otherwise it does kinda suck. Also, I don't find the attacks annoying unlike one boss later, so it's fine. Now, this montage is still taking a long time, so let's speed it up even more. Oh wait, on the fourth one we actually get quite close, but yeah, not speed. After 15 minutes of non-stop fighting, we finally get the run. 8 losses, 1 win. 2 more achievements of the Hollow Knight and Speedrun 1. 14 full achievements out of the 63 needed. 53%, 5 hours 29 minutes and 18 seconds. Some pain.
And, you know, might as well just go back in there, cause yeah, cartographer,